Valley. We are a new thought community based on the teachings of Ernest Holmes and the basic principles of law of attraction and the power of positive thinking. No matter where you are on your spiritual path, you are welcome here. We are happy you were choosing to be here this morning, but I will tell you, we have been expecting you, so thank you for not disappointing us. So, I want to do something a little different. Being that this is the first service of the new year, I'm going to repeat a new affirmation that we're going to carry into the new year. You may have seen it on the billboard out front, so if you will please repeat after me. I will continue to rise in 2025.
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 We will continue to rise in 2025.
We will continue to rise in 2025.
Oh, and so it is. Thank you all for humoring me on that. Now, as you all know, Bill is not here today. Bill has been under the weather, so that's why I'm up here doing this. So we are going to go directly into announcements, but I will say I was very sad that I wasn't going to be introduced for the announcements, because as you know, we have a tradition around here. So now for the announcements is your core council president, Dave Minyard. Thank you. That made me feel so good. So please silence your cell phones if you would. I do want to announce next week our speaker is our very own Reverend Linda, who is here today. I also want to give a quick shout to make sure you keep Bill in your treatments and your prayers. He's doing better. I talked to him, and hopefully he will be back soon. We also have another. We also have another thing. It's the first Sunday of the month. So, do we have any January birthdays in the house? No. Nobody? Nobody? Nobody. Someone not being honest. Rose? Ah, yeah! Rose, we are going to sing happy birthday to you, and only to you, because nobody else has a birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rose. Happy birthday to you.
There's no more other birthdays. You get one all to yourself. I also have an announcement to make. If Linda Butler would please step forward. Linda is our newest member here at CSLMB. Let's give her a round of applause. And if you would like to become a member, there are blue membership forms over there on the table if you're not a member already. You can fill them out at the entry table and put them in that glass bowl in the back. Our community thrives because the love, participation, support each one of you. If you feel inspired by the connection, the teachings, the spirit of the place, we invite you to deepen your commitment by becoming a member. Membership is a wonderful way to affirm your spiritual journey, contribute to this growing community, and help us continue spreading love and light. And we would love to welcome you to a part of our family. Another change, first of the year, we have brought in bulletins back. So most of you probably got a bulletin when you came in. After the service, please place the outer portion of your bulletin in the basket that's over there on the table. The insert and all the stuff inside is yours to take home. Upcoming events you will see inside. I'm not going to list them all because there's so many. There's so many coming up. Inside the bulletin you will find a list of the events. So be sure to take a look. Also, because it's the first one of the month or the year, we are having our potluck. Bringing back potluck. So today we will be having a waffle bar, and I've heard that my manifestation of quiche that I've wanted has fully been realized, and my understanding is that there is quite a bit of quiche. So I'm very happy about that. As you all know, I've been very adamant about hoping there's quiche. So stick around afterwards for some waffles, coffee, and there's a bunch of other stuff too. We're also looking for volunteers, so if you'd like to volunteer, there's a sign-up sheet on the entry table right over there. It's set up really easy. There's a couple things to do, and the dates are set up. So if you're willing to step up and be of service, just fill out the slip, or fill out the chart over there, and you'll be good to go. Also, just a quick reminder, if you're dropping cash into the offering when the basket goes around or in the glass bowl, included in the bulletin there's a new yellow form, so you can put your name on it so you'll get credit for your tithes. And then at the end of the year, it's tax deductible. So make sure that you do that so you can get credit for it. And also for those that have been tithing, your yearly contribution statement will be going out by the end of the month. Also, we had the amazing drum circle last Wednesday. It was the New Year drum circle. It was amazing. I want to thank White Feather for holding a perfect drum circle for the New Year. And if you missed this one, that's okay. We're having another one on February 5th, first Wednesday of every month here at the center at 6:30. All right, if you have a prayer request for this week, please place it in the box over there located underneath that portrait of Ernest Holmes, or talk to a practitioner. There's many in attendance. Everybody's a practitioner, raise your hand. So if you want to find more out about this teaching, anything, talk to a practitioner, talk to anybody, one of the board members. For more information, you can visit our website. Again, I ask you all, please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. The algorithm is great. It's working really good, and we like that. So now, if you will please repeat this mantra with me. Open minds.
Open minds.
Open hearts.
Open hearts.
Open arms.
Open arms.
Open at the top.
Open at the top.
Thank you all. Have a great week. And now I'm going to present to you our very own Eloise to lead you all in meditation, and then of course music by White Feather. Thank you.
Chant this morning is Krishna Govinda. O Krishna, ocean of compassion, friend of the most fallen, Lord of the universe, lover of the gopis, lover of Radha, I bow to you and worship you, the God within me. Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Krishna Govinda, Govinda Gopala. Krishna Murali Manohara Nanda Lara. Krishna Murali Manohara Nanda Lara. And on this beautiful morning, in our sacred sanctuary, where each of us finds ourselves here, seeking the God within, seeking that affirmation to know, to appreciate, to be that. As we recognize who we are And we recognize everyone around us, because there is nowhere where God is not. The whole universe is Gus. And we are the sacred beings. As all of us in the universe are sacred beings. And we are here because in this sanctuary we recognize sacred beings. We recognize the God within all and appreciate you with your foibles, missteps, and catastrophes, because we are all subject to foibles, missteps, and catastrophes. So we accept you, and I feel so gratified that I am accepted, because I know God is within. And in my gratitude for knowing this, I release my word into the law of mind. In this new year, we are all brand new. And together we say, and so it is. Now a reading from the Science of Mind textbook by Ernest Holmes. Page 267, the law is infinite. The science of mind is based entirely upon the supposition that we are surrounded by a universal mind into which we think. This mind, in its original state, fills all space. It fills the space that man uses in the universe. It is in man as well as outside him. As he thinks into this universal mind, he sets a law in motion, which is creative and which contains within itself a limitless possibility. The law through which man operates is infinite, but man appears to be finite. That is, he has not yet evolved to a complete understanding of himself. He is unfolding from a limitless potential, but can bring into his experience only that which he can conceive. There is no limit to the law, but there appears to be a limit to man's understanding of it. As his understanding unfolds, his possibilities of attainment will increase. And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
And now it is my pleasure. Oh,
We're going to do a song.
Oh, we're having a song.
Welcome, everyone. Happy New Year to you. We are so excited to be here in 2025. Whoa. It's almost like the song in the year 25. We're getting there. So we're going to do one of our songs because Barry suggested it for his talk. And so this is one of our songs called I'm Listening. It's about not only listening with our ears, but with our hearts. to all there is around me. I'm listening to escape the thoughts that found me. The world has greater secrets than I can even imagine. I'm learning and growing and loving. So I'm listening to all there is around me. I'm listening to escape the thoughts that are around me. The world has greater secrets than I can even imagine. I'm learning and growing and loving. So I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening and I'm listening. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to say about all the traditions from Eastern traditions of the beautiful chanting that Eloise gave us, and the Western American, Native American traditions of chanting and playing that White Feather did. It was just beautiful. And let's give them both a hand on that beautiful work. And it is my pleasure to introduce my husband of 37 years this year. 37 years we're going to be married. And he surprises me every day with his talent. As you know, he's a wonderful musician, and fairly recently, in the last couple of years, he's been doing more speaking engagements, and he's going to be here 6 times this year. So this is his first time this year that he's speaking, and let's have a big hand for Mr. Barry Cahill.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I didn't pay her to say any of that. All right, well, new beginnings. Here we are. Happy New Year, everybody. By a show of hands, how many of you made New Year's resolutions?
Oh, yeah.
A few of us, yeah. A few of the rest of us have learned a thing or two about New Year's resolutions. I can remember my very first New Year's resolution. I was in 3rd grade, and my teacher, Mrs. Tanner, said, "Okay, kids, today we're going to do New Year's resolutions." And of course, being 3rd grade as we all go, what's that? What's a New Year's resolution? Well, first of all, you get a piece of paper and you write across the top, "I resolve to," and then, children, remember that little punctuation mark, the colon? You put one of those after it. And then you make a list of the stuff you're going to do this year. So, you know, being a typical 3rd grader, I wrote down, okay, I resolve to, colon, stop picking my nose so much. Stop using bad words. Oh, here's a good one. I'm going to make sure I go to the bathroom before we leave the house. A lot of 3rd grade stuff like that. Well, actually, that's kind of an old guy thing too, isn't it? Okay. So a lot of us do New Year's resolutions like lists. You know, a list of goals I'm going to achieve this year. A list of do's and don'ts. I did one year. I created a daily schedule. I said, I'm not going to make a list of do's and don'ts. I'm just going to say, what if I do these things every day, then my life will move forward. And I had it down to the 15-minute block. You know, I'm going to do my meditation. I'm going to do my exercise. I'm going to eat good food. I'm going to make sure I get some practice time in. And that lasted about 2 days. Because life You know that old saw, you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. You know, you think you got this all figured out, and then something comes in from left field and says, no, that's not what we're doing today. Here's another New Year's resolution. How many of you have already ever resolved, okay, I'm going to read this monster this year, The Science of Mind. I'm going to plow through this thing. I'm going to get this lesson down here. Well, you know, I've learned in all these I just turned 70 last year. Right at the end of the year, December 24th is my birthday, and I just turned 70. And I just look back, you know, as we often do in years and birthdays, and, you know, a lot of the plans I made just didn't quite work out. And while setting goals and making lists may be noble efforts, you know, how many of you, by a show of hands, have found that really works for you? Really works great, doesn't it? Yeah, not really. Not really. And here's the reason why. We're trying to fix things that are happening on the earthly ego level with the earthly ego. And that might work in the short term if you really, really knuckle down and try hard, but you know, that kind of effort is unsustainable. That needy little mini-me that lives inside our brain, that self-assumed identity, wants everything to be perfect. And yes, that perfection does exist in the mind of God, but in our lives, we come up against that wall of imperfection all the time. Now, as Einstein so brilliantly stated, a problem cannot be solved with the same mind that created it. Now, he's talking in the realms of science. You know, you're trying to do something on the cutting edge of quantum physics. You have to have a renewing of the mind. You have to take it to another level. In other words, any of the things that we want to change in our life need to be changed with, as the Bible says, a renewing of the mind. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, from Romans 12, chapter 12, verse 2. Ernest Holmes added a really wonderful thing on page 494, and I'm not going to read from the book because the font's too small for my old eyes, but I got it blown up down here. He says, we are told to be renewed in the mind by spirit, and to put on a new man, or as I would say in gender-neutral language, a new persona, which is created in true holiness, or wholeness. The mind is the creative factor within us, and when the mind takes its pattern after that of spirit, it automatically renews the outer person after its pattern of true holiness or wholeness. So what are we saying here? Essentially, to co-create a new life in the new year, we need to get very clear on the kind of life we want to create, but come also from a higher level. You know that old saw, be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. Don't wish for something you don't really want. Be very clear about what it is you want in the new year. Now perhaps your life is going absolutely great and you wouldn't change a thing. Well, congratulations, you've been using these principles whether you know it or not. Or, like many of us, maybe your life is very good. And you might want to make a few minor tweaks and changes, such as greater health, vitality, prosperity, more peaceful relationships, mending some old broken relationships. But basically, you can't complain. Things are pretty good. As that great philosopher Joel Walsh once said, I can't complain, but sometimes I still do. At the other end of the spectrum, you might be wondering, how the hell did I end up here? I want a completely different life. My life sucks. I've been there, I've done that. I've been in some pretty dark places in my life. In any case, the good news is you have the power to make any changes you want. And you don't have to do so with grim nose to the grindstone determination. That would be forcing it. This teaching gives us a much more elegant and effective tool to create whatever it is we want. Now, we all know this, if you've been around this a while, as spiritual mind treatment, a form of affirmative prayer. Now, for anybody here who's a practitioner or a minister, I'm going to diverge a little bit from the standard spiritual mind treatment form because I've been trained in other teachings as well as science of mind, but the emphasis, while it might be a little different, the essence is the same. It's all good, hang in there. Okay, so how do we do this? How do we create a new life for the new year? The first step in spiritual mind treatment, or any kind of a manifestation practice, is to start with this. There is one God or infinite spirit, and here's the key, we are one with that. Now think about that for a minute. The atoms in our body are made up of mostly space. That space, we are mostly space. They say that if a hydrogen atom, that little one proton nucleus, was the size of a golf ball, the electron would be about this tiniest grain of sand you've ever seen, about a mile away. That's how much space there is in the atoms of our body. Now, since we're mostly water, we got a lot of those hydrogen atoms. So we are mostly space. Well, what is that space filled with? Just nothing? Emptiness? As the Buddhists would say, it's nothing. That is to say, no thing. You can't make God or spirit into a thing. Now, because of the restrictions of language, we do have to say it is that out of which everything else arises. So that space is filled with spirit. That space is filled with God. So yes, we are, in fact, one with the infinite. Now, the degree to which you can feel into that will, by and large, determine the effectiveness of your spiritual mind treatment. So take some time to get deep into that feeling of oneness, understanding that all that space in your body is filled with spirit. And in fact, the very atoms of your body are arising out of that. Knowing that, and this is part 2, and understanding our oneness, we have impressed upon the mind a clear vision of what it is we want. Stated in positive terms. Be careful to avoid thoughts such as, I don't want to be sick. I don't want to be broke. I don't want to be lonely. Rather, envision yourself and affirm yourself having, instead of sickness, abundant, radiant health and energy. Instead of poverty, abundant financial prosperity. Instead of loneliness, great relationships, wonderful friends, closeness with family, that significant soulmate. Visualize that as if it were real. Allow yourself to feel yourself having a great life with all those elements in perfect place. And then rest in that for a while. Step 3, release this vision back into spirit or God, knowing that as you believe, so shall it be done unto you. Above all, have gratitude. Gratitude. St. Francis once said, if there is only one prayer you can pray, it should be, thank you. That's enough. Have gratitude for all that's good in your life already. You want more? Be grateful for what you have. And then be grateful for the more as it comes along. Give thanks in advance. And release this back into God. Now, step 4. We're going to diverge a little bit here. As you go through your day, pay attention to the little clues that life begins to place in front of you. Look for meaningful coincidences. Carl Jung called this, in fact, he coined the term synchronicities that begin to manifest and follow the trail of breadcrumbs that they leave behind. Jung had this great experience once. He was helping a woman who was plagued with anxiety. And she was, laying on the couch, as you do as a psychologist, and she's saying, Dr. Jung, I keep having this recurrent dream about bumblebees. What does that mean? He goes, I don't know, that is very interesting. Right then, here's this little tap on the window. He looks out the window, and this is, by the way, up on like the 5th floor of a building. There's a bumblebee tapping against the window, trying to get in. And he started noticing several things like that were happening in life. How many of you ever thought, God, I wonder how my old friend John is doing? Phone rings, it's John.
Yeah.
Right? Those are synchronicities. Those are the clues, the trail of breadcrumbs that life is giving you, leading you toward the fulfillment of your dreams and goals. Pay attention. Now, step 5. Treat and move your feet. Take action. Follow the inner voice telling you, for example, say you want more health and vitality and strength and all that. And somebody says, hey, you know what? I just joined a gym. They're having a special down at blah, blah, blah. That's interesting. I was just thinking about joining a gym. So you go down and you join the gym. Maybe you eat more plants and less animals and less processed foods. Maybe you start a little side hustle for greater prosperity. Helena and I have a great friend. His name is Mark. Great guitarist, talented musician. And he was kind of one day saying, God, you know, I'd really like to have a little more money. So he was watching the Barrett Jackson auctions on TV. How many of you guys have ever seen this? Some will say, guys, oh, some of the women too. Good. These are like high-end cars, Goldwing Mercedes, you know, multi-million-dollar amazing cars. And they sell these things at an auction once a year called the Barrett Jackson auction. Well, he's watching the show and he's just drooling all over the cars. And then he sees this Jeep Cherokee come across the stage. And they're doing the auction and he goes, sold for $30,000. And he goes, well, that wasn't very much. Man, I could go out and buy a Jeep Cherokee. I could fix it up, but I could sell it. And so he started doing that. He's making almost as much money doing that as he is playing the guitar. He's really good. Because he just had a passion for Jeep Cherokees and thought, this is something I can do. So he followed the trail of breadcrumbs. He wanted more money. This thing came up. He acted on it. You might want to join a club where there are like-minded people. This is a really good place to be for that. There are several things you will be guided to do. And since the guidance is coming from Spirit, based on your vision, then you will be guided in the right direction and in a direction that takes into account the highest good for all concerned. I mean, Mark would buy these beat-up old Jeeps, turn them into show pieces, you know, detail them, get new tires if they needed. And some happy person that loved Jeeps bought that car and said, gee, thanks, Mark. I always wanted one of these in great condition. So, that's step 5. Treat and move your feet. Number 6, repeat this process every day. Now you're probably thinking, oh God, one more thing I gotta do. This is easy. First thing in the morning, maybe you're like me, you have a cup of coffee in the morning. That's a good time to do it. Do 5 minutes of quiet visualization. First of all, of course, feel your presence with the Spirit, your oneness with it. Then, what do I want to change in my life? What do I want to do? And then start the vision process in the morning. And then again, as you're laying in bed, dropping off to sleep, do it again. Do it again. This really sets a good tone with the subconscious as we sleep and dream. And the subconscious has amazing power in it. It is the bridge between the conscious mind and the infinite mind. And it will lead you in directions that will surprise you. And maybe the first few times, you know, the mind might start talking to you and say things like, I don't have time for this, or, I tried this before, it didn't work. In step 1, remember, the degree to which you allow yourself to feel that oneness with the infinite will, by and large, determine your success at this. But I would say there's another factor, and that is consistency. Spiritual mind treatment isn't magic. It works by law. And that law will manifest itself in its own good time in the way that's right for you and for the good of all concerned. So this is where a little bit of trust and faith comes in. Do the thing, as Emerson said, and you will have the power. So that's pretty much it. I'd like to kind of walk you through this because we have just a few minutes left before my time clock ticks off here. All right, so sit comfortably, take a nice deep breath. And feel into the body. Feel your hands, that's a good place to start. You can feel that tingling life force in your hands. And then let that feeling come up your arms, across your shoulders, and into your head. And feel that tingling life force in your entire upper body. And let that go down into the lungs as you breathe, the heart that's beating all day long for you. Down into the abdomen, down into the legs, all the way to the feet. And then feel your body as one whole, vibrant energy field. And then affirm, I am one with Spirit. I can feel my aliveness. I am one with God. God is everywhere, even here where I am. Therefore, I am one. That space between my protons and electrons is filled with Spirit. Now, from here, imagine something you want to do, have, accomplish. And imagine that already being real. Imagine what that feels like. To be, do, or have that thing that you're thinking about. Good. Now release that feeling and let it go into Spirit. It's still with you, but it's also going into Spirit. After all, Spirit is within you. And with that release, give thanks. Give thanks for this already having happened, for this being the new reality for the new year. Good. And as you go forward into your day, pay attention to the little clues that life is giving you. And take action on those clues when you can. Sometimes the action you take might be as simple as, okay, I'm going to write down this thing that I can't do right now, but I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe you get this inspiration at midnight. So do it first thing in the morning. And then repeat this process every day. First thing in the day, maybe when you're having your coffee or your tea. And then, last thing at night, just before you go to sleep, you're laying there in bed, your head's on your pillow, and you create that vision again from that feeling of oneness. Now, as we go through this process in the next coming days and weeks, you can take one of two approaches with this. You can start with small things that can be brought about easily. You know, I really want a new car. I can do that. Visualize the new car, for example. Or maybe it's something kind of big. You just got bad news from your doctor. You got a health crisis. Let's jump right in. Remember, there is no big or small in the mind of God. God is infinite. What could be bigger than God? What could be too big for God? Or you might want to take a kind of holistic approach. This is what I tend to do, but that's up to you how you do it. You create sort of an overall life picture. Great health, prosperity, harmonious relationships, all of that. And that's how you're going to live your life. Whatever works for you, it's your life. You must do as you feel guided to do. So here we are, beginning of a new year. Guys, let's call this our New Year's resolution. We're just going to do this practice 5 minutes in the morning and 5 minutes in the afternoon. And you know what? All those other things that might have been on your list, oh, I need to lose a few pounds, I need to start a savings program, that stuff will all kind of start to take care of itself by envisioning and turning over to Spirit that vision. So say with me if you will, and so it is.
So it is.
I need a little sip of tea there, yeah.
All right. Mr. Barry Cahill, thank you for that wonderful talk. So, we have a friend, dear friend, named Carl Anthony. Anybody know Carl by chance? Yes. He lives in Carlsbad and Thailand the rest of the time. And he wrote this song called I Can Do Anything, which is just a perfect song to do right now. Now, if you feel like standing, because there are some hand motions to this, but you can do the hand motions sitting down too. So this is kind of a modified sign language, and the song is called I Can Do Anything. So here's the basic, everything is with two hands except the last one, which is one. Better practice, because I'm going to have to play guitar and you're going to have to do this. I can do anything. So I can do anything. I can do anything. You got it, all right?
All right, now stand up, get energized. Let's get ready for the new year here. 1, 2, 3, 4, now.
And of course you have to sing along with us for that part, all right?
If someone tells you it's a waste of time, don't even try it. Don't be fooled, my friend, believe in you. You can do it. You are the truth. You can do anything. Together, I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything. I can do anything.
You got it?
Do you want to do something? Do what you've always wanted. Do you want to be something? Be who you've always wanted. Do you want to love something? Take every chance that's given. Do you want to say something? Say it, I can do anything. I can do anything. I can
And now it's time for the offertory. And Cahill is our major usher, and he is going to come. No, Johnny's coming. Okay. He's starting on that side, and you're starting on this side.
Remember how blessed we are. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And now you're going to do the healing prayer,
Okay.
and you're going to bless.
Yeah.
Yes, we skipped one.
Bring that up.
Father, Mother God, Infinite Spirit, we give thanks for these offerings and tithes. We give thanks for the good that they do in this community and out into the world. We give thanks for the giver, and we give thanks for the receiver, for we are both. In the spirit of gratitude, thank you, Father, Mother God. And so it is.
And so it is.
All right. I believe it's time for the peace song. Yes.
Okay.
Works for you?
Where'd you be?
We're going to do a meditation after the peace song.
Okay, now we can all get in a nice big circle and do the peace song. And then we can have breakfast. So go
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called life.
It is this thing called joy.
It is this thing called joy.
It is this thing called gratitude.
It is this thing called gratitude.
All of which lead to deep, deep inner peace.
All of which
you, Spirit, and so it is.
Thank you, Lord. So it is.
So it is. Thank you.
Okay, let's heat up those potatoes.
All right. Oh, we got waffles. We got all the toppings. We got a lot of hustle and bustle going on in the kitchen. We got a white feather.
No bitching in the kitchen.
Yeah, right. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our sacred service here on this Sunday. And from all of us at Center for Spiritual Living Menifee Valley, thank you so much. And so it is.